So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Max Factory freeing Figma Berserk movie FEMTO. So let's get into it right away and start off with the box. So we do get a basic style box when it comes to Figma. So we do get the one right there on the front of the box. On the top it does say freeing, warning, blah 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 blah. On the bottom here it says Figma Max Factory SP79 FEMTO Berserk movie. And then on the right here it does say Berserk in Japanese and in English as well. And then here is the bottom of the box with the cool image of the FEMTO figure. And then here is the top of the box, same thing as the bottom, just no barcode on it. And then here is the one side of the box with another cool image of the figure there. And then the other side of the box does have a more closer up image of FEMTO, that evil bastard. And then the back of the box does show a bunch of cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open to take a closer look at the most evil, sadistic, sick and twisted son of a beep that I've ever seen from anything. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Max Factory did an incredible job with this FEMTO. We get some very nice shading all throughout the figure, and the sculpt turned out really good as well. On the head sculpt here, I think the face turned out really good. It does look like FEMTO, or the character who is under the mask there, and I really like the tiny paint detail on the eyes there, and like the outline of the eyes, and then the red for the eyes themselves, so good job with that. And then the mouth turned out pretty good. We do get that pink paint on it, and then we do get a darker line of pink paint where the mouth splits apart, you know, when you open your mouth. So they did a good job on the face there. And then the head sculpt, I think, turned out really good. His mask or helmet, we do get that very nice gray shading right there, and just the sculpt of it turned out really good. Now there's supposed to be, looks like 3 main colors for his suit. Purple is supposed to be the main color, then we do get that very nice gray shading, and then you do see some black mixed in it as well, as you could see on the neck there. So very nice shading on the neck and mixture of those 3 colors, and really great sculpt work on the neck as well. He has a really weird looking suit. The torso here turned out really good as well. The sculpt looks pretty cool on it. Then we do get that nice shading all throughout it. Then the back here, once again, nice sculpt, and we get more subtle shading on the back of the torso. Then we do get 3 peg holes. We have 3 or 4 of them, 3 on the top for his wings, and then 1 on the lower back for the Figma stand. And then the arms here, we do get the black, purple, and the gray all mixed in around the bicep and shoulder there. And then the forearms turned out good. And now for the legs here, I do like the sculpt work all around the thighs on his suit. I think that looks pretty cool. Then we do get that nice shading on the mid-thigh, the upper thigh on the side, and then the back right there. Then we do get some shading on his suits, but as you can see there, and then we do get those ugly Figma knee joints, as you can see. And then even on the knees right there, we do get some shading, which looks pretty good. Then the lower legs turned out really good also. Nice sculpt and paint shading all throughout it. And he does have like a very shiny type look, which I feel like he should, because I believe he did in the older anime or the newer trilogy movies. Now for the feet here, once again, very nice sculpt work and nice shading as well. Then we do get that very large talon on the heel. And then the bottom of them, not much really going on, just a tiny bit of sculpt work, mostly around the toes there. So overall, like I said, I think Max Factory did an incredible job when it comes to the detail on this FEMTO, and I don't think they could have done any better of a job when it comes to the paint and skull. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get some of the best stuff you can include with a psychotic a-hole. So we do get a Figma bag, of course, in case you would like to store your accessories in here. So pretty cool that we do get that. And then we also do get a Figma stand, and it does have the basic type of stand articulation. It does have a little extension piece on there as well, so we do get those 2 things. And then we also get his cape wings, and I'm really not a fan of these because they are hard plastic articulated capes, and if you know me and watch my reviews, you know I really dislike those types of capes, but they really did do a nice job with them. This is the middle piece here. And we do get some beautiful shading all throughout it and some very nice sculpt work. And then we do have a joint right in the middle, which is a hinge, so you can hinge it up and down and swivel it as well. Then we do get another one on the top, which connects into FEMTO, but we do get some nice sculpt work on the inside and some nice shading as well. So that's the middle piece. Then we do get the 2 side pieces here, and once again, very nice sculpt and paint shading all throughout it. And nice paint work on these pieces right here and there is a joint in the middle, so it can hinge up and down, and it can swivel as well. Then we do get one on the top that does connect into FEMTO. Then we do get some nice shading and sculpt work on the inside. Also, I do wish that they included a cloth cape for FEMTO as well, so you at least had that option. You know, it's going to be hard to find a custom cape for this figure, and the way you get them on FEMTO, when you take him out of the package, we do get these elbow shaped pegs that are pegged into those 3 peg holes, so all you have to do is unpeg those. I don't know why they put those in the figure. So you do take the middle piece of his cape wings here and you peg that one in. Sometimes I just like leaving this on because I feel like it looks much better, and when you have the entire cape on, it really gets irritating trying to move the figure around and stuff like that. Even when you already pose him before you put it on the figure, it's going to mess up your pose and you're going to have to fix it again. So that is another irritating thing about these cape wings here. And then we do have the one that goes on the right shoulder. These pieces go in the back, so we do have the pegs on the top for the side pieces, and these can be a little more irritating to get on. Sometimes they peg right in, and sometimes you have to fight with it. Alright, let's see if I can get it on this time. Yeah. Alright, there's one right there, and then get the left side here. And then there you go, you have everything pegged in. It looks alright, but both sides should look like how the right one does. See how it kind of hangs down and looks a little better? This one, it rubs on the shoulder and it sticks out to the side and it looks stupid. I don't know if other people have that issue, but I really hate the way that looks. It should look how the right one does, you know, like how it's looks like it's draping over him and hanging down, not like randomly sticking out to the side, looking stupid there. But I mean, it's cool. I guess it's a cool accessory. Like I said, I would have preferred a cloth cape much more over this hard plastic articulated POS. So we do get his cape wings, and then we also get 10 interchangeable hands with a hand rack, and then they did include a spare wrist joint, which is the ball hinge right here, and I always love when a figure company does that, and Max Factory usually always does it with their figures. So we do get that, and then like I said, we do get 10 interchangeable hands with the hand rack, so we do get a pair of fists, of course, which come on the figure out of the packaging, and very nice sculpt and paintwork all throughout these. Nice sculpt detail on the top of the hands, all throughout the fingers and everything, and all the hands are really simple to interchange. So we do get a pair of fists, and for the rest of the hands here, I think some of them are going to fall off, but we do get a pair of gripping hands starting on the right, and I guess it's always good to include gripping hands with a figure. I don't know why they did include this, but very nice sculpt and paint on those. Then we do get the pointing finger hands. Very nice paint and sculpt on these as well. Then we do get some open hands here, which are probably my favorite out of all 10 of them. And then last we get another pair of open hands with the fingers fully extended. But anyway, that's all the accessories included with FEMTO. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of this evil bastard. To the very top of his head, it looks like he's just shy of 6.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the Figma Black Swordsman Guts, the Figma Berserker Armor Guts, the SH Figuarts Madara Uchiha, and the Mafex The Dark Knight Rises Bane. And then here he is compared to the Mafex 2.0 Joker, the SH Figuarts Perfect Cell, the SH Figuarts The Dark Knight Batman, and the Mezco 112 Deathstroke. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and as I mentioned during the accessories, all 3 cape pieces can articulate. We do have a Figma joint in the middle and then at the top, so you can articulate them around, which is definitely good. So we do have 2 joints at the neck here, so you can get FEMTO to look up a pretty good amount, and then he does look down decently. And then we do get some very nice pivot at the upper neck there, and then of course it does swivel. The lower neck joint, you don't really get the best movement with it, but it does go forward a tiny bit. So with both joints, it does look down a little bit more, and then it does go back a tiny bit. So with both joints, it does look up a little bit better. And then we do get, looks like we do get some pretty good pivot out of the lower neck, as you can see there, and then it does swivel a little bit. So alright movement at both the neck joints. As you can see, the more I tried to articulate the upper neck joint, it started to slide off the joint and it was popping right back on the joint there. Now for the torso here, we do get a point of articulation right under the chest, and FEMTO can crunch forward with that joint just a tiny bit, does go back slightly. We do get some really nice pivot at the torso, and then it really doesn't swivel at all. Then the waist here does go forward a tiny bit, so with both joints he can crunch forward decently. In both joints he actually goes back a lot better than forward, as you can see. Then we do get really nice pivot at the waist, so with both joints you're going to get some great torso pivot, as you can see. And then where you get the swivel is at the waist. Then we do get a point of articulation at the arm, right at the shoulder, so you can move the arm a tiny bit in a circular motion, not too much though. And then they do go out to the side pretty much 90 degrees. They do go up and down, a bicep swivel, so you will have to use it at the shoulder. We do have single jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees. Then the joint does swivel a lot where it connects into the bicep, and then a tiny bit where it connects into the forearm. Not too much though, you get more swivel where it connects into the bicep. Then we do have the updated wrist articulation finally with these Berserk figures. So we do have the ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, you can get FEMTO to kick forward about 90 degrees. It can go up more, but it starts moving out to the side, as you can see there, so he can move his leg up a tiny bit more. And then does go to the back practically 90 degrees. Then let's see if we can Jean-Claude Van Damme it here. Alright, there's that. For some reason, when I kick one leg out further, the other one gets hindered. I guess because of the floating crotch piece here. So if that wasn't hindering the one leg, he could actually Jean-Claude Van Damme it, because his legs can go out to the sides almost 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. And then we do get a nice upper thigh swivel. We have single jointed knees that bend back pretty much all the way, and then the joint only swivels where it connects into the lower leg there. Then for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up a really good amount, almost 90 degrees, and they do hinge down a pretty good amount as well. And then we do have pivot. You just have to move around the joint where it connects into the foot, but it's really hard to do it sometimes, and I feel like I'm gonna break. There we go. As you can see, it does pivot a little bit. It's just really weird trying to get this figure to use the ankle pivot, and it can get a bit scary. And then we do get a little bit of a toe hinge, but it keeps springing back into its original position, as you can see there. So overall, we do get some very nice movement with this figure. The ankle pivot and the toe hinge really isn't the best, but you're going to pretty much be able to get him into any type of I'm the most evil character ever created pose that you want to get him into, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Max Factory Figma Berserk movie FEMTO. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks, and I do highly suggest that you join the new Agelessgeeks Facebook group. You will be saving a lot more compared to using my discount code for the website. I will put the link and more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do get that window right there in the front of the box on the top. So we do get that window right there in the front of the box on the top. And then on the bottom here says Figma Max Factory SP079. Did I really have to say 0? I could have just said 79. The Femto Berserk movie on the right also says Berserkio. And then here's the one side of the box with another cool image of the figure there. And then the other side of the box does have a close-up image of this evil bastard. The Mafex 2.0 Joker, the SH Figure Arts, and the sculpt turned out very well as well. Damn it. 10 interchangeable hands, and then they did give you an blah blah blah. I guess it's always good to include gripping hands with a figure, and one of the hands fell off there. So we do get a pair of those, and then we do get a pair of pointing finger hands, and another hand fell off, and they did do a good job with the paint and sculpt, and there goes another one. Goddamn son of a beep! I give up.